reason I really bring that part up is because you're moving into the month 4 next month in July, so things are going to get a lot busier then. So right now in June, I'd kind of like you to kind of enjoy it a little bit more, because next month will be a little bit busier and crazier for you. So kind of like this is the calm before the storm. To begin, they show that it's either the definition of travel, because the card does mean travel, so I don't know if you traveled this month or have plans to travel. The next card there is the Devil card. It could be anything that, from an unhealthy addiction that they're talking about, to a bound relationship, or anything really that's just unhealthy. In this deck specifically that I'm using, they show one of the people wearing a mask, which is in this case the devil. So it's saying that somebody is representing themselves different than who they are. They're like wearing a mask, right? The only other thing that they show is I interpret it as that you're a little bit of a rescuer. You try to fix things beyond the point of repair. In this card, it's a very interesting illustration because they show a crow that has drowned. In this case, you're trying to sew it back together. So if something is dead, please try to realize that it's past the point of fixing, and that it's only going to be adverse to your energy if you try to, revive it too many times. There's only so many times you can put the paddle on a human body and revive it. The best product you can buy is always a personal reading. There is no replacing that. But what if you don't have the time? What if you don't have the money and you still need guidance or advice that month? Well, that's where the My Month comes in. Let me show you how this works. In a personal reading, 30, 60 minute, this is a general month-to-month vibration spread. Usually I have cards laid out about 3 to 6 months, up to 6 months going out. And that's for the different months. So we start here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's in a personal reading. And the My Month works the same exact way, except what it does is it does this. And we just read this right here. We focus on this. This is your My Month. It's the same thing as a personal reading. It's just focused down to 1 month. It's the advice you need, the direction you need, and that's what a My Month is. So what is talked about in a My Month reading? Well, the first thing I do is I lay the groundwork with numerology. I look at the month before, I look at during, and I look at the month after. Any red flags that come up that I think are pertinent information, I bring those up and I bring awareness to it right away. And then that concludes the part that I have direct control of. What happens next are the tarot cards, and that's up to spirit. So those messages can be work, finances, health, or love, or any combination of the 4, really. And I've learned that it's not what you want, it's not what I want, it's what spirit dictates. And I've learned that when you give spirit the microphone, you never know what you're going to get. The first thing that they show me is the card of theft and loss. I know that sounds bad, and it's not pleasant, but it's more to get you to avoid this. It's kind of just a cautionary tale. So theft is very obviously, somebody steals something from you. The other aspect of the card is loss. So if you were to lose something like your keys or anything, your purse, whatever, that feels like somebody stole it from you. Even though nobody necessarily did, maybe you just lost something. So loss and theft, they go together because they're the same vibratory energy. So what you can do about it is just make sure you lock the house, you lock up your car, you don't leave stuff laying around in plain sight. Like, pretty much get proactive about it and get in front of it, and hopefully we can avoid it altogether. The 2 cards that I have, I'm going to read them right together right off the bat and just kind of rip the band-aid off. The first thing that they show is heartbreak, and then right behind that they show getting over loss. Now, from my perspective, me reading this, I don't know where in the timeline this fits. I'm hoping that this is something that has already happened to you, and you're at the part of the second card, the getting over the loss part. Because I feel like you have been, there's a lot of crying attached to this. The inspiration behind the My Month audio product came down to 3 major boxes that I wanted to check. Number 1, convenience. It had to be quick, easy, simple, with the push of a button, something with an extremely fast turnaround time. Essentially, the closest thing to instant gratification that exists in the industry, period. All you have to do is put in your first name, your last initial, email address, and date of birth. It is so easy. If you sign up for that, within a couple days, I email you back your My Month reading. Number 2, affordability. It had to be cost efficient, cost friendly, something that anybody can afford. Number 3, the most important, personalization. It had to be catered to the individual and not the individuals. It's specific to you, so there's no big Leo bubble, and all this energy that we're sharing, it's all gone. It's just specific to you for your month. The accuracy can be so great because the energy is just yours. It's nobody else's. That's where a lot of similar products fail and fall short, is the personalization. A lot of them are all recorded at once and organized by a sun sign, which is essentially, if you think about it, an extension of a general reading, and that is why this product blows them all away. It's not even close, and people can tell the difference.